the young doctor, and the elderly lady in a bustling city hospital. There was a young doctor named Adam who had just started his residency. Adam was known for his dedication and compassion towards his patients. He had always dreamt of becoming a doctor to make a difference in people's lives, and his enthusiasm and kindness made him a favorite among both the staff and the patients one rainy afternoon. As Adam was making his rounds in the geriatric ward, he came across an elderly lady named Mrs. Margaret, who was 85 years old. Mrs. Margaret had been admitted to the hospital due to a severe bout of pneumonia. She was frail and weak, but her eyes still held a spark of life. Adam introduced himself with a warm smile. "Hello, Mrs. Margaret. I'm Dr. Adam. How are you feeling today?" Mrs. Margaret looked up at him with a faint smile. "I'm feeling a bit better. Thank you, doctor. But it's lonely here. I miss my home." As the days passed, Adam spent more time with Mrs. Margaret, listening to her stories about her younger days, her family and the love of her life, who had passed away many years ago. She had no children or close relatives left, and Adam realized how alone she must have felt. One evening, while Adam was checking her vitals, Mrs. Margaret looked at him and said, "Doctor, can I tell you something?" "Of course, Mrs. Margaret, I'm here to listen," Adam replied gently. "I feel like my time is coming to an end," she said softly. "I've lived a long life, but there's one regret that weighs heavily on my heart." Adam sat down beside her, his expression filled with concern. "What is it, Mrs. Margaret?" "When I was younger, I had a falling out with my best friend, Mary. We were inseparable, but we had a silly argument and never spoke again. I wish I could make amends before it's too late." Adam listened intently, feeling a deep sense of empathy for the elderly lady. "Do you know where Mary is now?" "I think she still lives in our old neighborhood," Mrs. Margaret said, her voice tinged with hope. Adam decided to take matters into his own hands. In his free time, he searched for Mary and eventually found her. She was living in the same old neighborhood, now a quiet and gentle lady herself. Adam explained the situation to Mary, who was moved to tears upon hearing about her old friend's condition. A few days later, Adam arranged for Mary to visit Mrs. Margaret in the hospital. The moment Mary walked into the room, Mrs. Margaret's eyes filled with tears. "Mary, is it really you?" she whispered. "It's me, Margaret," Mary replied, her voice trembling with emotion. "I'm so sorry for all those lost years." The two friends embraced, tears streaming down their faces. Adam watched from a distance, his heart filled with warmth and satisfaction. He knew he had made a real difference in Mrs. Margaret's life. In the weeks that followed, Mrs. Margaret's health began to improve. The reunion with Mary had given her a new lease on life. Adam continued to care for her with the same dedication and compassion. The bond between them grew stronger, and Mrs. Margaret often referred to him as her guardian angel. One sunny morning, Mrs. Margaret was finally discharged from the hospital. Adam and Mary were there to see her off. "Thank you, Doctor," Mrs. Margaret said, holding Adam's hand. "You've given me the greatest gift of all, a chance to make things right." Adam smiled, his eyes glistening with emotion. "It was my pleasure, Mrs. Margaret." "Take care of yourself," as Mrs. Margaret and Mary walked out of the hospital. Adam stood there, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. He had not only healed a physical ailment, but had also mended a broken heart. The experience taught him that being a doctor was not just about treating illnesses, but also about touching lives and making a meaningful impact. Moral of the story. The story teaches the importance of compassion, forgiveness, and the power of healing beyond physical ailments. True fulfillment in life comes from making a positive difference in the lives of others and mending broken relationships.